Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Grue Rume. And for the Grue Rume today, we got a very great guest, and her name is LaTanza Britts. She's going to be in a slasher television horror series called DemonHuntr. And I'm going to talk to her with her background in plays and theater and the stuff she does in acting. We're going to talk about DemonHuntr. I'm looking forward to talking to her, and I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters, and my host, LaTanza, is coming. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, the first thing I want to do is have you say your name in case I butchered it. Like you said, a lot of people don't say your name right, and I'm hoping I wasn't one of them, but I probably am.
So my name is LaTanza Britts. Yeah, everyone tries to make it more exotic than it really is. Just keep it with the American A's and you'll get it. I'm like pretty sure. Just keep it simple.
Okay. I was close. I mean, it wasn't like dead on, but I definitely was close.
It's okay. I'm used to it. It's been my whole life.
Okay. So, like the first thing I wanted to ask you is, I was looking your stuff up, and I see you do a lot of plays and theater. So how did you get started in that?
Um, it's a really funny, kind of long story, so I'll tell it
Okay.
anyways. I actually grew up playing basketball. I was actually like a basketball player. I got
Oh,
recruited in high
wow.
school. Yeah, and I played in college, but I just had so many injuries. So I remember my junior year when I had like my big like ACL reconstruction and like I like dislocated my knee, my kneecap. It was a mess,
Damn.
and I was out for like 9 months. I started getting into like speech, like, like serious prose and like competing with that. And I was like, oh, you're kind of good at this. And I was like, okay, like that's cool, but I'm an athlete. So like, whatever. Yeah. And then I went to college and I had actually like an English professor who was like, well, you're really good at writing. And like, I started just writing like short plays and things like that. So I thought,
Mhm.
okay, well, I'll go into playwriting, I guess, because this whole biology thing is not working out for me. um, and then they just needed actors in this like theater, like tiny little theater program that I went to, and I was like, I guess I'm acting now. And they're like, I think you're kind of good at this. Like maybe you should do it. And that's how it happened. I ended up, getting into East 15. Acting school over in the
Mhm.
UK. So I went to school over in London, and yeah, just things kind of just snowballed from there. Next thing you know, I'm just working on stage, is kind of, and that's, and it also it brought me to LA. So yeah, that's my story. That's so,
Wow, okay. So
yeah.
was it was it hard for you to like I mean, like knowing that you wanted to be a sports person, like was it hard to go from playing ball to going on stage?
Um, it was hard to say goodbye to playing basketball.
Mhm.
I think that was because it had been so much of my identity and like who I was, and this whole like I felt like I was around like a lot of actors who had been doing this since like, oh my God, like musical theater since like eighth
Yes.
grade and things like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is what I do. I do the things. Yeah, that's definitely my vibe. But as far as like getting on stage and like being in front of people, being an athlete, I mean, you're in front of, thousands if you're a professional, so it's kind of like a stage. So that was more of like a natural transition. But as in terms of feeling like, kind of being like this outsider in the world of people who like have been doing this forever. I was like, huh, okay.
They were probably looking you came in and nailed it, and you're just starting out, and they're like, "What? Like, really? She's just starting out, and she's as good as I am, and I've been doing it for like 10 years."
Maybe, maybe I don't know about that, but I definitely, it was Yeah, but it was a change, and I embraced it. I feel like, life reveals your path, if you will.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, definitely. So, who's your whi who's your team you love to watch? I mean, knowing that you played ball, like, which team do you love watching?
mm, so I'm originally from Minnesota. Whoop whoop,
Okay.
yeah, Minneapolis. So I'm actually a huge fan of the Lynx. Like
Nice.
I gotta stick with the ladies. But I think my favorite like male basketball player like ever, just to like watch back in the day, he actually retired a couple years ago, was like Manu Ginobili with the Spurs. Like
Okay,
that
okay,
step
yeah.
back with the left. Yes, he was clutch, Mr. Clutch. Yes, from Argentina. Yeah, I Manu Ginobili, I'm like, he's my favorite player, like NBA player, yeah, hands down. And Simone Augustus for the women, definitely.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, okay. Nice. I found something out about you that wasn't written on like the IMDb and all that. I saw you've done a couple plays that I really love. You did Macbeth and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So, how was that experience like? Like, especially the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because that is definitely out there.
It's Rocky Horror Picture Show was definitely out there. I was a phantom. It's okay. I was in the running and but I got put in the ensemble and it was great. I'm not much of a dancer, so that was like a big stretch for me. Like I was like, I'm good at being kooky and like weird, but dancing, ooh, but we had a really fun time. And I remember it was on the news in Connecticut of how great the show was. So
Wow.
yeah, no, it was, and we had an amazing turnout for that show. And then Macbeth was, whew, that was heavy. That was a lot. But I got the opportunity to do it at Shakespeare's Globe, which was amazing. I mean, that
Nice,
stage
nice.
is, I like I'm thinking about it now and it's just so unreal. Like the stage is like it like gives you this like hug, and you have like the groundlings that you can like interact with, and it's just magical. Honestly, it's like I tell every actor if they have the opportunity to just go there and see what it like theater in that space and what it does for you, is just amazing. So I think, but that might have been my favorite show like I've ever
Really?
done. So yeah,
Oh,
Lady Macbeth.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you definitely answered my next question. I was going to ask which play did you love doing the most?
Okay, I can talk about another one. Let's see. Um, no, yeah, no. That I mean, I think it's just like a combination of the space and the play. I mean, the Scottish play. We're not allowed to say Macbeth over that.
Oh,
It's a Scottish play. Yeah.
oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I said it once and everyone looked at me as if I was crazy. I was like, oh, okay.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. And you definitely got the accent down. That was awesome.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it, like very hard. Actually, my first day, I got over to the UK and we were in class. And it was accent training. And everyone's like, everyone knows what RP is, right? And again, like as this basketball player who is just like walking into this world, I'm like, yeah, I know what received pronunciation is, but I had no clue. And they're just talking the whole day, and I'm super lost. I mean, it was a 4-hour class, and I'm like, huh? Like, what is happening? So I worked my butt off, and I'm telling you, I mean, it was like every day, like studying mouths and like lips movement, things like that, and resonant zones, so that I could catch up to everybody else. And I think after that, I got a little too good, I feel like.
There you go. Okay. Well, you see, like if there's any film that's filmed in like Britain or anywhere in Britain or the UK, whatever, you're definitely perfect for it because you can definitely talk like them.
Oh, Bridgerton, I would love, but honestly, I would love to be on The Witcher and
Oh
doing like stunts.
yeah,
And oh my god, I would die if I was on that show. Honestly,
that is such. I mean, I watched the first season of it. It was so good.
I watched the second. I was a little like, okay, all right, I see where y'all going with this. So I'm super
Uh
excited for season 3.
oh, okay, nice, nice.
No spoilers, I promise.
So look, one of the first television shows you've done out outside of being in theater is Dexter Jackson's Guide to Dating, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're going deep in the resume now, huh? Okay. Yes, I did. I played a lovely woman who enjoys stealing, a kleptomaniac. It was great. It was a nice experience. Yeah, that was also one of the first times I had come back to the United States, and I
Mhm.
was trying to live in Atlanta, which was a very interesting experience. And then I was like, oh, no, back to the UK I go. I was like, I clearly, ooh, yeah. So that was interesting. But yeah, that happened. I'm proud of it. You know, it was one of the first things that I got to do back in the States, you know, and kind of like on camera as well. Again, coming from like a heavily like stage background, I
Well,
think,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, it was helpful to like transition, I guess. So,
Okay, okay. And another show I wanted to talk about is I actually interviewed a couple of the actors from the show, and it,
so
I think it just came out now. It's a horror horror television series called DemonHuntr. So, how did you find out about the show?
I was on my Actors Access, and again, I had literally like just moved back to like just moved to LA actually, and I
Mhm.
was like, okay, I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna start auditioning. And I saw this, and I saw the breakdown. I was like, this looks awesome. So I actually did the audition in a British accent and had absolutely no idea, because I just, you know, working in the accent for so long that I didn't know that I realized I just did it. And then they called me in and they're like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, from Minnesota. And they're like, wait, what? They were confused. And they it was great. I walked in and they had me act high. They're like, can you be like really high for this
Oh
scene? And
my
I did it. They're
god.
like, okay, I haven't had to give this note today, but can you be less high? And I was like, oh, okay. And I thought I did really well. And then fun fact, I did not get the role. I was not their first choice.
Really?
So kudos to the person who dropped out, because I slid. So
Wow, okay.
yeah.
Damn. See, you should have been the first choice. I mean, come on now. You should have been the
Well,
first choice.
to be fair, they decided at the beginning they were going to make it this big, huge dance role and this big, huge dance number. And
Ah,
as I said before, I am not the dancer. So I had no hard feelings about it. And actually I had just went back to London to try to get an artist visa,
mhm.
a temporary artist visa for the show that my friend was doing. And I was like, all right, like all set on that. And it fell through. And then I got an email from them being like, hey, are you available to shoot like in 2 weeks? And I was like, nope, guess I'm going back to LA now. So yeah, my whole life has just kind of been this like transient, like back and forth. Where am I going to land?
Oh my god.
So
Uh, can you tell us a little bit about the role? Her name is Yara, is
y'all,
it? Yara, right?
yeah,
Okay.
she is this beautiful ancient jinn that appears
A
from a
genie?
yeah. No. It's a jinn.
Oh, a
She-
djinn.
she's very, very. She holds that in very high regard. Genies are
Oh,
the knockoff brand for her,
okay.
definitely. And yeah, so she's from this like, ancient world, and she has a lot of poise and wisdom and obviously magic, and you'll kind of find out what happens to her. So
Wow, awesome. That that must be so cool though to play someone like that, like someone with all these powers and just to grant wishes and all that stuff.
it was really cool to kind of like come up with like the essence of her. And I'm
Yeah.
very much like a body actor, if you will. So it was also kind of a challenge because I felt like some of the physical stuff that I was doing, when you only have like this tight space, how do you, make sure that her movements are kind of there.
Hmm.
So that was really
Hmm.
fun again. So
Wow, nice. I love it. So, how was the cast and the set like for Demon Hunter?
it was absolutely magical. Everybody was so nice and so friendly. Like I cannot even tell you how nice they were. And again, especially for me, like it was kind of one of the first sets that I had been on, like this first
Hmm.
kind of like SAG set. And I'm like, okay. And then walking in and the cast is like, kind of talking about, oh, I was just on this show and like that show, and
Yes.
kind of like talking about their resumes, and not in like a boastful way or anything
Yeah.
like that. It was just like, this is kind of like what we do. And as me, like the new kid on the block, like literally I had been in LA for like maybe like 3 months, maybe.
Okay.
So, and again, having done a lot of stage, I was just like, and I was so intimidated. I was like shaking in my boots. I was like, oh, okay, I know my lines. Okay. And then for them to just be so welcoming and friendly and being like, no, it's great. Like you got this. Like it was very, very comforting. So I enjoyed myself. So
Wow, nice, nice. And I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this or not. Like, is there any scenes that you loved the most from the show? Any scene you loved the most from the show?
so I have not seen the finals of
Okay.
really anything. It drops tonight at midnight. So
Oh,
I got to see little snippets of my episodes.
yeah.
There was so much, unfortunately, there was so much that we actually shot that you guys aren't going to be able to see.
Oh no.
Until season 2, hopefully everyone likes it. With COVID and things like that, like
Hmm.
some things had to get cut, and unfortunately, it was a lot of me.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, but honestly, I saw a lot of the guys like rehearsing like fight scenes and things like that. And so anything with like fight choreography is always my favorite. So
Sweet, sweet. What did you love most about playing her?
um I think my favorite part was just to really be able to like step into like my like feminine like powers, and just like be so commanding and be so unapologetic. I think
Yeah.
that was just so beautiful. And to be also a woman who's like interested and loves only other women was also like something that was just so powerful. And like to be able to represent that, and as a woman of
Hmm.
color as well, to represent that duality and have her just be so you know forceful and just regal and just magical creature, and so just so above in this realm was just, yeah, that was just really fun to step into.
Nice. And I always ask people when they're doing shows and all, was there any like funny or cool behind the scenes stuff that happened while you were on set?
Funny or cool? I mean, we were laughing the whole time, so I'm not sure like yo well, when we were getting high, we got I mean, it was a lot of us because it was like, it wasn't actual weed, guys. It really wasn't. But it's a lot of times it's like that fake weed, but we were still like, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
none of us really are that great. We might live in LA, but we weren't that great at it. I was like, I have never hit a bong in my life before, like which went with the character, but I was still like coughing and choking. like the whole day.
Oh my God. Nice. And, when you're not when you aren't doing plays and acting in shows, like what do you like doing during your free time?
Well, I don't have much free time because I live in LA. And as a working actor, let me tell you, auditions are like, oh, they take over your whole life in a good way. But yes. But most of the time, if I'm not working out, if I'm not at the gym,
Mhm.
lifting, I'm usually like working on I'm kind of a nerd. I have a couple swords.
Nice.
I love working on like, fight choreography, especially with
Mhm.
swords. I'm actually like looking right across the room to to my FA that I have. I have an old competition FA and I have some daggers and
Oh,
some rapiers
wow.
and things like that. So I love to train that way. And if not, then usually I'm just like, writing, just
Mhm.
little shows here and there that no one's ever gonna see. But hey.
So you do like a lot of sword fighting training?
Yeah, actually in the UK, the way they do it over there, you have to go through like basics, intermediate, and advanced. So I'm
Mhm.
actually an honors level fighter over there. Um,
Oh my
I got
God,
kicked out of the
wow.
country. Yeah, excuse me, with the Academy of Performance Combat. So that's kind of the APC is kind of their big main training hub over there. And again, I got started at Shakespeare's Globe, so I owe them a lot. But yeah, I got kind of, kicked out of the country before I could become an apprentice and then
Uh,
become an apprentice, shadow under someone. And then I was hoping, to become equity and become a full-fledged fight choreographer because they never had a Black female. So I would like to, so that's kind of my goals. If I could ever get back over there is to become, an equity fight choreographer. So
oh wow, okay. You, they should make like an action series with you as the lead, and you just go around with your swords and just like slice and dice everybody.
that is what I'm actually writing right now because I would just love to just do that. Like, I feel like I feel like with my basketball training and being so like, in my body with movements, it was
Mhm.
so easy to transition and pick up like fight choreography. And especially with swords, I like fell in love with them. So like that's why like DemonHuntr was so amazing because it was like,
Yeah.
all right, now you're gonna pull out your fight choreography moves. I was like, yep, I got this. I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh wow. Sweet. And you said like you're big into working out too and stuff like what kind of weight training? I mean, is it weight training you do or cardio or both or
So right now, I do Orange Theory Fitness, shout out,
oh
which
I
is
I
the
definitely know what that is, yeah.
no Orange Theory. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people do. And then if not, then I'm just like, regularly lifting at the gym, hitting all the areas. So
Mhm. Wow, that's awesome. That definitely you definitely have to be in shape for that because that tires you out very fast.
yes, and you don't want to be too tired when you're doing, when you're doing fight choreography and things like that, because then your kicks are going to be in the wrong spots, your
That's true.
punches, and then like the other actor's going to be like, whoa, what are you doing?
And do you box too? Because I saw some pictures with you with the boxing gloves on. So is
So
that something
I
you're taking up?
I used to another fun fact, I guess, about me in the UK, I used to kickbox.
Oh,
So
sweet.
yeah, and it was another form of training that I got in. That's what I did. Um, uh, ooh, what belt was I on again? The belt system over there is actually different than the belt system that they have here. So the color's a little
Okay.
bit off. But I was purple over there, so I'm not sure like what that equates to belt here. So yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. Okay. So you are a kickboxing sword fighter. That is a perfect action series.
You're making me sound so cool right now. Like,
And my show deals a lot with like horror movies. I always ask people this: what are some horror films you love watching if you like horror?
I have to be honest. I am a baby when it comes to watching anything horror. Like, I'm telling you, my friends took me to a Quiet Place, the first one,
Yeah.
and I literally, like, I almost had to walk out. And that's just supposed to be a thriller. I am a baby. And even if I'm in it, even if I was like on, like, watching people shoot it, I could
Hmm.
watch the movie. I'm such a sappy, like, movie and theater watcher that I will jump, I will get scared. I didn't even make it back in the day through one missed call.
Oh
I'm
my
just
god.
I am such a baby. I'm such a baby. But like, I'll watch the show Vikings all day long. Someone getting their head chopped off, I'm totally okay with that.
Okay. Hey. Okay. I mean, here you are, the Jin in a horror series called DemonHuntr, but the person behind the Jin hides their eyes with horror movies, right?
Yeah. So bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, you will not catch me at one. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. So I take it you're not going to see Scream this weekend, are you?
Absolutely not. I don't even think you could pay me enough to go. That is no, absolutely not.
Okay. And what kind of like songs do you like? Like, what's on your playlist?
So I am a rock girl.
Nice.
Yes, that's what I'm listening to at the gym. I mean, my favorite band was My Chemical Romance,
Yeah.
through and through. Yes, yes. And I'm actually really into this Finnish band right now. I don't know. I'm also a huge nerd for Eurovision. So Blind Channel, they took like sixth at 20, like the last Eurovision 2021.
Okay.
And I'm really into them right now. Like, it's kind of like this old like punk a little bit, and
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I'm really digging that. So yeah, I used to go to Vans Warped Tour back in the day. I've been.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
rock music is where it's at. But I mean, I listen to other stuff too, just pretty much everything except country. That's where I kind of drive the line. If it's like country crossover like Sam Hunt, I guess, but yeah, no, it's not me.
So like no Leonard Skinner or Neil Young or anything like that, right?
I feel like I'm more like, yeah, like I'm gonna do like Linkin Park.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do like Simple Plan. I'm gonna throw it back to the early 2000s. So that's kind
Nice.
of where I like to live. But yeah, like I'll do like a five-finger death punch, definitely
Oh,
though.
that's
So
yeah.
all right. See, yeah, yeah. So.
Sweet. Those are some awesome bands. I love them.
Oh, I used to love A Day to Remember. That, I was on a
I
binge
remember them. Yes.
so, so
Yes.
hard on that. Oh my gosh, yes. I saw
And
them in
you
person too.
really?
Advance Warp. Yep.
Oh wow. I mean, of
So,
course, you can't forget about like Green Day and Blink 182 and
oh yeah. I mean,
Pearl
I figured
Jam.
that was just included, like Nirvana. Like, I feel like that was all just like, it goes without being said.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're right. Is there any like television shows you're currently binge watching?
Um, I just finished The Great season 2. I thought that it got really
I
dark
heard of that one.
and The Great. So it's not horror, but it is a period comedy that is sometimes true about Peter the Great and Catherine the Great, and like how she overthrew him. And
Oh
like, so
wow.
basically the whole first season is about her trying to like kill him, literally take him out. And it is so funny. It's hilarious. I love it so much. And then obviously I just finished The Witcher.
Yeah.
And then also the last season of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it just dropped. So I'm gonna start that one too. So
Nice, nice. I I got done watching the TV series of Chucky.
Chucky. Yeah, no, I feel it. It already sounds scary. It's like Chucky, right? Like
Yeah,
Chucky.
it's the dog.
Oh no, I'm a pass. You can tell me about it though.
I mean, basically, the TV series takes place after the last movie, and the TV series continues from the movie. I mean, you probably don't know like a lot about Chucky. Like Chucky has a bride now and everything, and
Oh,
it's
I do.
another.
I do remember that back in the day. Yep, Chucky has a bride. I do remember that, and I was like, wow, this. I don't think they can make this any more creepy. Oh, they did. Yep.
So like the whole television series is basically Chucky and his bride just murdering everybody.
But it's so weird that like that freaks me out. But I'm telling you, like Vikings is like literally one of my favorite shows ever. I'm
Yeah,
so ready for like Vikings Valhalla. Oh, I'm so ready for it to return. Definitely. Oh,
nice.
and I'm so ready for The Last Kingdom season 5. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, anytime there's just like flying swords around and like people are just like, like like yeah, I'm Viking. Like I'm just it's my yeah. So it's like bread and butter. I could watch that all day.
That the Viking show. I remember watching like a couple of the episodes for that because I'm a big wrestling fan, and one of the wrestlers supposedly was in it. The wrestler called Edge, and he
Mm.
was in like an episode or two of the show, and I watched like the episode that he was in. It was actually really good.
I wonder. Now I have to go back because I'm not. If you're not talking about like The Rock or John Cena, like I don't know who you're talking about. So,
Yeah, Edge wasn't as popular as Rock and John Cena. I mean, he does have his fans, but he's not on the Rock and Cena kind of level or Stone Cold Steve Austin or anything like that.
mhm.
She's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and nod. It's okay. It's okay.
And I don't know if you like to drink or not, but is there like a drink of choice that you like?
Oh, I love to drink, probably a little too much. I am like my friends know I'm the biggest wino that you could probably find. Like, I don't need to be like a sommelier myself. I got it. I know all the wines. I go wine tasting, like I love wine so much. It's like not even funny at this
Okay.
point. And especially, and I'm a big white wine drinker. I know everyone in LA, they're like, oh my God, red wine only, less calories. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I want all the sweets. I want the Moscato, the Italian Moscato, maybe in a little Santi, and I want the German Riesling. Oh, perfect, perfecto. That's, and a little Pinot Grigio on the sweeter side. So I'm definitely wine, wine, wine.
Okay, okay, sweet. Now,
Keys to my heart, if anyone out there is wondering.
there you go. All you have to do is get some wine. Uh, now, do you ever do the wine and cheese?
All the time. My friends think I'm the bougiest person you will ever meet. Like every time I have them over, like I have some sort of like, crouton like station where it's just like, meat and cheese and like
Yeah.
grapes and like
Hmm.
crackers laid out. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, this is just the appetizer like before we go out or, before we go have dinner. And then I always have like, they're like, oh, how many bottle of wines does Hanny have in her closet right now? Like,
Oh my
there's
God.
10, take your pick. So, yeah, that's definitely me.
Nice, nice. And is there anything coming out next that you want to push your plug? Like, are you gonna be doing any more like films or TV or plays?
Not at the moment. So stay
Okay.
tuned, guys. Follow me on the IG. I'm really trying with this like content though. Like honestly, I'm trying. It's like social media is hard. Oh my
I
gosh.
know it is.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah, it's definitely not my strong suit, but I'm trying.
So I take it you're not a TikToker at all. Like you don't lip sing and dance on TikTok.
I literally got one like 3 weeks ago. So like just to follow my friend there, I have
Yeah.
no content up there, but I guess I'll try, maybe do some fight choreo, like
Ooh, there you
tutorials, I
go.
guess, or some
Yes.
videos of that. I'll
Yeah.
try, but guys, right now I'm so busy with auditioning. I'm like, oh, like I barely have time for like anything else. So hopefully, something awesome will pop up through the works. So
There you go. Okay. And where can fans find you at? Like what's your pages?
yeah, so you can definitely hit me up on the gram, at LaTanza Britts. I also have a website, latanzabritts.com or .co.uk. Actually, I had to change it back to that one. Yeah, that's that. Otherwise, you can always hit me up on my Facebook page too. Everything's just LaTanza Britts, so you can find me there. Come say hi. I always love to chat to people. So
Nice. I have to ask this. Have you ever did karaoke, after you had some glasses of wine?
I just did karaoke last week.
Okay, already.
And so, I've actually done musical theater, so I actually can sing, but I
Yeah.
get to a point where I'm too far gone that I cannot sustain a note. I just really can't. So, I was up there singing Adele. I was like, "Ee!" I was like, oh, guys. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm really drunk. I am really drunk. It started off great. And then just from there, it was just like, oh my God, like you should stop singing. Are you sure you're a singer? I'm like, I'm positive. I'm just real drunk. So, but yeah, I love karaoke. It's great.
Oh my God, so much fun. I'm the same way. You can't get me up here unless I have a couple drinks in me, and then I'll go and make a fool out of myself. Like I can't sing a note, but
Yeah.
give me a few drinks and I'll be screaming on the microphone and everyone be running out.
No, I know, but now the big thing about karaoke bars now is
Mhm.
in like we were in just actually in K-Town, Koreatown, and they have like your own separate room. So it's not just like a bar.
I
You just
saw
like go in
that.
there with your
Yes.
friends and you
Yes.
like karaoke to them, which I feel like is less fun, but it gets the job done. And especially in COVID, we can stay safe. So
That's true. You're right about that. Yeah. And no one else could hear making a fool out of yourself except for your friends. So that's kind of good.
yeah, because it gets to a point where I'm just like, yeah, there's no way I'm basically screaming at this point, but hey, we're having fun.
Right?
Yeah, I'm like 6 songs deep at that point though.
Nice. Well, um, I definitely want to thank you for taking time out and coming on the show, and I know you're very busy you with the auditions and the working out, and so thanks again for doing this. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun and thank you so much for having me. I like really appreciate it. This is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Well, have a great night and great weekend.
Yeah, you too. And I
Def-
hope to see you around soon.
Definitely will. All right.
Maybe. All right.
Bye.
Bye.